Hello, hello, my beautiful beloveds. Thank you so much for your presence. Welcome to another episode of Deep Penetration with Sadie. This is the show where we get deep into some juicy topic regarding sacred sensuality and sexuality to support us on our journey of evolution and awakening and coming into greater empowerment and juicier, sexier, more passionate connections with each other, right? We've got a lot of stuff to clear and to move through, and this is all in support of that. So thank you for being here. You may have noticed I've been using a different name lately, and you may have noticed that my channel name has changed as well. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I will apologize. My energy is a little low today. I feel a bit tired, and it was easy to say like, oh, I'm just going to do this tomorrow. But part of what I've been pushing through recently is like, just put it out there, you know, quit needing for it to be so perfect or to be in this perfect, amazing energy or, you know, some such. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. Of course, we work with our energy, but I can often use that as an excuse to just like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow when I'm feeling better. And like, you know, I'm trying to move out of that and just trust the process and be who I am and be where I'm at. So if you watched, it was a recent video, I was talking about perfectionism and how that can keep us from being in our passion, being in our purpose, showing up and shining our light bright. Really, we have a lot of expectations on ourselves of how we're supposed to show up, and we compare and contrast ourselves to others, think we always just need to be in this, you know, perfect state, but that's not the human experience, and it certainly hasn't been lately. It's been getting more kind of hectic, chaotic, emotional. I don't know if y'all are feeling that too. I mean, the last few years have been pretty crazy, but it seems like it's getting, I don't know, the energy is just getting a little more complex and interesting. My ups and downs are just like so much more, right? Super highs and super lows. It's not like fully manic or anything, but it's just like, wow. So really learning to ride the waves, and that means I just need to keep showing up for myself, keep showing up for you, keep showing up for this channel, for my passion, regardless of where my energy is at. So thank you so much for being here. So yes, the name change, that's what I wanted to talk about. You know, this is kind of like a new launch, that was part of my process, was like, well, I want to launch this in just a really great place. And it's just like, you know what? No, let's just launch where we're at, right? Like, let's be where we're at. Again, like I was just saying, like, let's just hold space and compassion for ourselves and show up however we are, right? Come as you are party. I love that. So, sacred sensual alchemy. This was previously sacred sensual goddess and muse. And that was just always kind of felt a little, I don't know, it didn't really encompass everything that I was wanting to share. It was a good place for me to start, and I wanted to own my energy and my frequency and step into my role as goddess, or my experience as goddess, right? And that's how I feel I am. I experience myself as a conduit of this beautiful feminine goddess energy. So I was really kind of stepping into that and owning it and just putting it out there. But now I've kind of moved into another place where, and I was also particularly specifically, my audience was geared towards the sacred masculine. So now that is opening up for me. And now I really want to support all of us, feminine, masculine, whatever energy you show up as, whatever you identify with. I've still been dealing with some throat things since a ritual I did a couple of days ago where I was like really purging and really loud and just like, so bear with me as my throat is a little like, I think that could also be some of my energy right now as I'm just clearing out some stuff that's ready to go, right? So back to, really interested in supporting all of us, wherever we're at on this sacred sexuality journey, and not being so geared towards just the masculine. So if you'll notice, I've totally changed my website. I've changed all of my links. They're all geared towards a new this new website and this new energy and frequency. So I'm really excited about that. I'm super excited about creating more options or opportunities for us to come together and masculine and feminine to experience each other and to learn from each other as we move into this sacred sexuality, sacred sensual journey, you know, and healing of the wounded feminine, wounded masculine, and stepping strong into our healthy, sacred feminine and sacred masculine energies. I think it's really going to be supportive for us to learn from each other and share more about our own personal experience. So I'm excited about creating containers for that. I've got some really exciting plans and ideas in the work that I'm not going to share now. I know sometimes we get excited about something and then we put it out there, and that just kind of like dissolves the energy of it. It kind of deflates it and pulls it out. So, and then we feel a pressure on ourselves. So until it's up on the calendar, I'm not going to announce what these upcoming things are, but definitely stay tuned. I'll be sharing more, lots in the works. So passionate and inspired about this new avenue and this new expression and this new journey together. So I think it's just going to be a lot more inclusive, and you know, I'm excited about going on pilgrimage together. I was leading the masculine on pilgrimage, and now I'm excited to have a container for feminine and masculine, again, to be doing this work together, to be connecting with each other, and really opening up to the wisdom of both. So that's that. Yeah, it's just a real total revamp and a, I guess, upgrade, gear switch. So I'm excited about it. And yeah, oh my gosh, my energy really is a little tired today. So what else did I want to talk about? Getting into my practice this morning, I was just really struck by the ups and downs of the energy that we are moving through right now, and I just wanted to kind of hold space for that. And if that's what you're going through, I mean, we're all in this different trajectory, different timelines, different places with our spiritual growth and spiritual path. But if you're here and you're watching this, you're probably doing some personal work on yourself, and you're getting more conscious and aware of a lot of things, and you're running into yourself, right? This change in this path can be really challenging. It's not all rainbows and unicorns. It's not all, you know, wearing white robes and chanting Om and just like, you know, it's rough. There's a lot to move through when we start getting conscious and waking up and moving into this spiritual journey. We have to really start looking at all of the things that have been keeping us so unconscious, and that can be really painful. There's traumas, there's pains, there's wounds, there's old behaviors and patterns and codependencies, and you know, so much insecurities, unworthiness, blah, 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 fear energies that keep us down. And part of our elevation, evolving, means we have to move through that. So it can be challenging and painful. And even many years into the process, we're still going through it, right? I mean, we're at a different frequency, and there's a lot more highs that's just, but it doesn't end. That's part of this human journey. And to think that we're going to get to this place where it's all over, you know, that's a pitfall of some spiritual traditions, or not even traditions, but kind of belief systems, or just, you know, like this kind of new agey, and I'm not putting down new age stuff, but there's this kind of, what do they call it in Buddhism? The God realm, where everything is just, you're kind of above it all. It's like spiritual bypassing. You just love and light everything, and you never actually deal with a lot of the pain of the world and pain of your own experience. You just kind of bypass it with like, everything is love, you know. That's a real pitfall of the spiritual path that we can fall on, and I've totally been in that, and you know, luckily found my way out once I found a really great teacher and got a lot deeper into my experience, and learned all about that, learned about the pitfalls of the spiritual path. So thank goodness for that. So we have to watch out for that. We have to be discerning, and then we have to be realistic about where we're at and where our energies are, and that we have down times and that we are moving through a lot, and not to judge ourselves for it, to have compassion for our journey, right? That's really, really important. So that's what I'm doing right now and today, where I'm just like still showing up. Like, you know what? This is real. This is the human experience. So let's keep showing up for ourselves. And part of what the new offerings are going to be is I'm excited to support us on this path and to get real about it, you know. And I know there's a lot of amazing people out there doing work about, you know, getting real with the spiritual path, and have been. So I'm not saying that, but it's just, I'm just excited to go a little deeper, I think, with us, and really open up a space where we can talk about the challenges of this path, and share the beauty of it too, right? But just really holding space for that and recognizing it and honoring it. So I keep hearing that this upcoming year is going to be quite a challenge. So that's part of also like wanting to hold space and you know, help maneuver and navigate these energies and the ups and downs. So again, I apologize, my throat. There's a part of me that really wants to just stop this video and try again later, but I'm pushing through my own stuff right now. So thanks for being here. We're coming up on a year of this channel, and it has been quite an adventure, quite a ride, and there's been a lot of having to face myself and having to just be courageous and confident and put myself out there even when I don't feel like I'm at my best, or what I have to say isn't interesting, or maybe I don't feel very attractive and want to get on camera. You know, there's just so many things. There's so many things, but we keep pushing through anyways, because part of what I was connecting with earlier today was like, I love this so much. It means so much to me, this channel, and sharing with you all and supporting us. And that's just my passion and purpose. So I just have to keep moving forward with that regardless. And then let the pressure off. Again, like the way we think we have to be so perfect is so upsetting. And that's what we need to push through as well. So that's part of what I'm doing here. I know this might seem a little discombobulated. I usually just sit down and talk. I don't have like I don't make an outline, and I think for some things I do, but mostly I just get on here and talk. So if you're here and listening to me, I'm so grateful for your presence, and thanks for being here on this journey with me. And I would love to hear how you are doing in all of these interesting energies. I know there was just a really strong, powerful Mars-Pluto opposition. That's a real contentious energy that's, you know, affecting us at a personal level, but also at a collective level. And this was, I believe this was just yesterday, maybe the day before. Yeah, so that's a really intense energy that we're working with right now. So if you're having a challenging time, you know, the astrology is so amazing to support us in this process also, like to understand what's going on in our environment, in the collective. So then when it's a personal, we just like, oh, okay, I can navigate this energy. Now I know that something really big is going on, so I can relax a little bit more and not like try to figure it out and like not take it so personally. So there's some big energies right now astrologically. So yeah, what I was saying is, if, you know, share in the comments below if you're going through it, or if you're having any challenging times, or if you're having an amazing time, right? Anything that's going on, I would love to hear, and just share experiences and know where you're at. So I think this is the show where we usually go to the cards, and so I'm going to do that. I was going to talk more. That's part of what I was doing. Okay, good Lord. Whew, thanks for bearing with me and my really big earrings today. Are these amazing? I love it. Alchemy. Why sacred sensual alchemy? Because that's what everything is about. That's what this spiritual path is about. That's what life is about. That's what our human experience is about. Alchemizing all of the different aspects of our reality, working with them, bringing them together, finding harmony, finding balance, transmuting, transforming energies, right? It's the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, the masculine and feminine, energies and frequencies, and learning how to harmonize and balance and integrate them within ourselves and within our experience and within the collective. It's earth, air, fire, water, ether, learning to alchemize those energies, those aspects of the elements of our reality, alchemizing food and nutrition in our body, alchemizing sensual and sexual energy, alchemizing, again, all of the elements, working with our chakras, all of the energy. There's so many energies in our experience, and how do we alchemize them? How do we work with them? How do we get conscious of them? How do we play with them and help to create this beautiful reality and experience for ourselves and in union with another, right? So, and that alchemy between, not only do we need to master our own experience and working with the energies ourselves, but then when we connect with another, it's the alchemy between that person, that energy, that frequency, and ours. And we're connecting with a variety of different people every day, right? So it's learning how to be in good harmony and balance, or not good, that's not the word, I don't like good and bad, but in harmonious balance and frequencies with others, the alchemy, and then deciding, who do I want to alchemize with? Who do I alchemize in a positive, nourishing, healthy way for myself? And maybe the alchemy over here with this experience isn't so, nourishing, and maybe it's too challenging and isn't what I want in my experience, right? So it's really getting conscious of our energy, all the elements in our experience in our world, and then working with them and alchemizing them, transmuting them, transforming them, elevating them, releasing them, moving beyond them, integrating them, right? It's all alchemy, the way that we experience our world, and especially in our sensual and sexual energy, alchemizing it, right? Alchemy with another person, alchemy with our own experience, alchemy, transmuting belief systems, thought patterns, all that we've inherited, the systems, right? How do we alchemize all that? And how do we learn to bring in different elements into our experience to create that experience that we want, to create the frequency, to create the elements in our experience, in our world that truly light us up, that fulfill us, that really that we're passionate about, right? It's all alchemy. So, sacred, the sensual, alchemy. It says so much to me, and I love it. It really encompasses all that we're doing here and all that I'm talking about, and the energy. I really relate to and understand our world in the quantum experience, the quantum model. Everything is energy and frequency and vibration, and that means we get to work with that, and we get to decide, and we get to change all of that, alchemize all of that for ourselves, change our own frequency and vibration to align with the frequency and vibration that turns us on, right? What is it? What is it that really rocks your world? How do you shine your light bright? What do you want in your world? What do you want to experience in this lifetime? Who do you want to be around? How do you want to spend your time? The more we get clear and alchemize our frequencies, right, and bring in the elements to really support that, the more we're going to be living that sexy, sensual, gorgeous, empowered life of love, joy, fun, play, harmony, balance, bliss, whatever, courage, confidence, authenticity, integrity, connection. So much. There's so much. It's all about alchemy. I'm glad I remembered to bring that in. It was like the whole freaking point of this video. So, again, I want to just edit out that first half, but we're going to let it ride. I'm trusting all of us to just be here and show up here for each other. There's so much around creating videos and this YouTube channel, really wanting to connect with people, right? And to be heard and held and cherished and supported on this, because that's what I want to do with you, right? And it's but we can't be attached to our people listening, or is this resonating? it's really the joy and fun of putting it out there. And sometimes I forget, I get all caught up in blah, 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 but it's the expression of it that I just love. So thank you again for being here, but let us go to the cards now to look at what they say about alchemy and stepping out of perfection and getting real, getting messy, getting true, you know? Speaking of alchemy, you know, this experience is, well, I guess we call it messy, but it just is the human experience, right? Again, there's this idea that it needs to be all smooth and perfect and easy. And it's just not. It's just not. And the more we can appreciate that and understand that and allow that and just have compassion for ourselves in the journey, the much easier we're going to flow through, right? And not get so hung up on, you know, this, that, or the other. So, or when we perceive that something is not going the way we want it, often that's exactly what we need, right? It's like this video. I just need to talk through it and share and, yeah, and hold space for myself. And just like I want to hold space for you or somebody else when they're like in a funny energy or just like kind of feeling they need to be something other than they are. It's just like, no, again, come as you are, show up as you are. So let's go to the cards and we'll just see what they might have to say to support us on our journey right now and to support us to being in our truth and in our authenticity and taking it easy on ourselves and having fun and playing with however we show up, right? Create your own reality, right? We're the ones creating the tension for ourselves. So I guess I was alchemizing the moment, right? Alchemizing the moment and just allowing it. All right, thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our spirit guides, archangels and angels, spirit animals, wisdom frequencies, ascended masters, anybody that it is that we connect with to support us on our journey and to support us in stepping into our power, knowing the truth of our divinity, knowing that we are love. And thank you, beautiful cards, for supporting us in our process as well. Any wisdom to support us on our path today. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Okay. Beautiful. That's 3. I'd like to do 5 because 5 is the number of transformation, change. I'll take that one. That's great. Getting comfortable. Great, there it is. Oh, that's beautiful. Lovely. And we'll see what's on the bottom. Yep. Okay. The bottom of the deck, I learned this from reading or watching. Well, I saw one reader do this that I used to go to, and then I saw it again from, oh my gosh, the cards I just cut myself. Xoxo, Swimming Through the Void. If you've not connected with his channel and you're into tarot, highly recommended. He is just amazing, and he does readings for each of the signs, and they are always, for me, just freaking spot on. He's been a lifesaver. So, Swimming Through the Void. But he talks about, he takes the card from the bottom of the deck after he's, gotten the cards, and they're kind of like an underlying theme to the reading. So I kind of like that. But the bottom of the deck was the 3 of Swords here. And that, obviously it's some heartache, right? It's a lot of pain. And what I'm feeling as an underarching theme, the swords are mind and the air element. And it's just an unhealthy belief systems and thought patterns that are causing heartache and heartbreak, right? So That's what I was just talking about, this need for perfection and feeling like we have to have it all figured out. And we have to show up a certain way and we have to look a certain way to be accepted, appreciated, cherished, and supported. And that causes a lot of fucking heartbreak, right? So much heartache. So as an underlying theme, this is perfect. This is what we're moving out of, right? Letting this go. But we have to recognize it in ourselves. And that's what I was doing today. It's just like, you know what? I'm not going to let this old shit dictate how I'm showing up in my life. If I wait until I'm just perfect for everything, like we may as well be done, right? We're not perfect on this human journey. That's just not what it is. It's not what it is. And then it is learning to alchemize the energies and work with them and allow them and flow with them, right? I just am still going to show up here and be here. So that's the alchemy. And just still, and this is where we build connection and real true intimacy, is when we show up as ourselves. Not when we're trying to be this perfect person, or here you only get to see me when I'm this way, right? We do that so much. And that's when we lose out on the true intimate connections that we're ultimately longing for, right? We're connecting from a false self. We're not in our truth, right? We got to get better at just being ourselves and showing up for ourselves and showing up as we are. So otherwise, yeah, total heartache and so much pain. So that being said, now we move on to the Judgment card, which is, I've been doing so much work with the archangels, and here they are. Here's the archangel. I think this is Raphael, and just calling us up from the dead, right? They are getting up out of their coffins and rising from the dead. And I know it's like judgment, but I don't see it as like a negative. Look at, they're all excited. It's a new life. They're ready for a new adventure. They're ready to be seen and heard and cherished, and they see the truth, and they see the angel. They see this higher frequency, and they're ready to embrace it and step up to it. So that's what, especially as we're talking about alchemy here, I mean, they're being called up to life. They're being called up to a new way. How gorgeous, how gorgeous. So where are you being called into your life more? Where are you being called from these old dead belief systems that are not supporting you? Where are you being called out of an old sexual patterns that aren't supporting you? This is, a sacred sexuality channel. So we're always in this overarching umbrella of sensuality and sexuality here. So yeah, how can we step into a new way of connecting with our sensuality and sexuality? We're being called up. We're being called up. We're being called up into these new frequencies. This is gorgeous, really freaking gorgeous. So that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Because, I start off like, how can we be supported in this process? How can we be supported in stepping stronger into allowing ourselves to shine our light bright? Having compassion for ourselves, right? So that's it. We're so fully held and supported. That old way of being is done. If we allow it, if we hear the call. Do you hear the call? You're here right now. I trust that you do, right? Let's allow it. Let's allow a new way of being that's more heart-based, that is of a higher frequency, right? And then we got this card recently. This is the Seven of Pentacles, which is, we've planted a lot of seeds. We're doing the work, and there's just patience now that's required. Have patience and compassion for ourselves, right? This is what I talked about, the challenges of the spiritual path and waking up and moving through these times right now. We have been doing the work, and it is time for patience for ourselves. Allow the alchemy, allow the transformation, allow the dissolving of the old, and allow ourselves to blossom. But it takes some patience, right? It takes allowing. And that moves into the Page of Cups. Really beautiful, fresh new energies, fresh new emotions, and they're surprising emotions, right? There's a fish in a cup. This is the water. It's our intuition. It's the sacred feminine. It's our emotions. And in sacred sexuality, well, yeah, it's the sacred feminine, right? So that's more allowing and being in the flow of our emotions. And this is, since it's the page, it's a fresh new energy. So how can we relate to our emotions in a fresh new way and quit poo-pooing them, stifling them, tampering them, waiting till they're in this perfect elevated state, right? And we're bliss and joy and we're putting on the happy face. How can we relate to our emotions and our sacred feminine, our intuition in a whole new way, right? In a fresh new way, a fresh perspective, and allow it to be fun. This is playful. That's a fish, right? It's a fish in a cup. That's surprising and fun and silly and weird and like, but allow it. Allow whatever's showing up for you. Again, come as you are, right? And trust the process. Trust your own self. Trust your emotions. Trust your energies. Trust your frequencies. Trust the alchemy. I love that. And then, perfect, the Fool, right? Everything I've been talking about here is a brand new, fresh energy, and this is perfect for kind of a launching of this channel, right? The Fool, stepping off the cliff. It's a brand new way for me to kind of work with all this. So, and it's new. It's a new venture. So it's trusting. How do we trust? How do we trust the divine, trust source, trust ourselves? Again, having compassion for this process and this path and just going for it, following our passion, not a care in the world. It's like, nope, the divine's got me. I trust myself. I trust my path. I trust my process. This is beautiful. I love it. And then into the swords. Ace of Swords, another brand new, fresh energies, fresh ideas, fresh inspiration being handed to us by the divine. So, alchemy, new ways of working with our energies and getting very conscious of it. Allowing inspiration, allowing ideas, allowing new communications, which is what this channel is going to be about, right? Communicating and sharing with each other. I have a lot of exciting ideas coming, so this really speaks to that for sure. Which is interesting. So again, with that underlying Three of Swords, this is like what we're moving out of. This is how I'm reading this. Or, you know, if we don't allow this process, where we'll be stuck in. We get stuck in this, and it is really causing us a lot of heartache to be in those old ways, to not allow ourselves, to not allow our process, to not allow the alchemy, right? A lot of us can really like hunker down and just like, no, I'm not allowing change. I'm not allowing this new element into my life. I'm not allowing myself to move along that path that's calling me. I'm not allowing my passion. I'm not allowing my transformation. I'm not allowing growth. I'm scared of change. I'm holding on to this relationship because it's all I've known and I feel safe in it, even though I'm miserable, right? Yeah. There's some really old shit that's moving out right now, and it's been moving out, but I feel like that's 2025. It's like, it's just really going to, I just looked at the clock at 3:33. Really, shit's dissolving, right? And it's dissolving within us in a really big way. So again, alchemy. What elements do you know you need in your life? What do you know you need to work with and transform in yourself? You know, do you need to connect more with some fire element and really spark your passions and open up to that more? Do you need more earth element, more grounding and more settling to help you to be in your power and to connect with what turns you on, right? If we're too like woo all over the place and not grounded in our experience, it's really hard to follow our path and move towards what lights us up, right? In a good, grounded, solid way that bears fruit in this experience, right? That's the pentacles here. This is a very grounded energy. And so, and how do we, you know, again, alchemy, work with the water. This is great. This is a new surprising element, a new surprising experience of water. And that's a beautiful way to deal with alchemy, like, right? Not being attached to what we think it needs to look like. When we're allowing things to transform and transmute and new energies to come into our life, we can't attach to what we think it needs to look like. We need to let go of outcome, let go of attachment. Yeah, so, which is really a theme. Like, I was feeling attached to how I needed to show up today. And I know that's a lot of us, right? We're really attached to what's expected of us, what we're told we need to look like, and how we're supposed to show up. I think about that a lot with sexuality. So many of us have taken on this understanding of libido, sexuality, sexual expression, what it's supposed to look like, what's sexy, what's sensual, what's attractive, what's appealing, what's desirable. That isn't us and just doesn't really align with who we are. So then we shut our energy down, or we overextend it, even when it's not really nourishing and fulfilling to us, for us, right? So that's a whole new way of being. And maybe if you're new to this channel or new to this path of sacred sexuality and sacred sensuality, that's some things you need to start exploring for yourself, or you're ready to. And we talk about that here, what is my sexual energy? We've taken on so much from society that we don't even know the truth of our sexual energy. We think we're supposed to want to have sex this often. That's what's normal. That's what's normal. A healthy libido looks like this. What the fuck? Maybe it does for that person. It's going to be very different for this person over here. So we've taken in a lot of really weird belief systems, a lot of really weird concepts and ideas of what sexuality is supposed to look like. And then we try to fit that on and it doesn't work. And then we're just like, so we might shut down to it entirely, or just continue having unfulfilling sex and unfulfilling connections with each other, We really have to do that exploration for ourselves. What is my sensual energy? What is my sexual energy? How do I want to share it? Do I want to share it? Maybe I don't. Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe I harness it into creative, passionate expressions, which to me is a huge piece of my sexual energy. It's my creativity. It's this coming out of me right now, being in alignment with source, with Mother Nature, with my own passion, right? This is my sexual energy coming out this way. This turns me on so much, mental connection, communication. That's a huge sexual turn on for me, right? My sexual energy likes to move in this way. Having a really amazing conversation with somebody where you're deeply connected and you're just vibing out, that's fucking sexy and it's very sensual, right? And it's just lighting us up. That's amazing. So again, reframing our understanding of sexual energy and what it is and how it moves through us. It is not just the act of sex, right? There's so much more. There's so much more. And we're being called to explore. We're being called to rise up from this old shit that's just not serving us. And this could be anything, any old belief systems. However this is speaking to you, and I'd love to hear your comments below. Share with me what's coming up for you around this one. What do you call it? What are you being called out of, called forth from? How are you rising from the dead? What do you know is dead in you and you're ready for a whole new way? And you're trusting yourself, right? The judgment, it's our own fucking self-judgment that keeps us in these graves, keeps us in these boxes. There's no judgment from the angels or from source or from Mother Earth. It's just, or whoever you connect with, right? It's our own self-judgment that keeps us down. Ooh. This is very exciting. There's some really brand new, fresh energies here. And again, patience with the process. Don't keep beating yourself up for not getting it or not being there, or for anything, however you're showing up, or for just still being stuck in some heavy energies. There's some big shit going on right now, right? So just have patience, and trust. We got new stuff coming in. We got new energies coming in along with the old stuff going out. New is coming in, right? And that's part of why the old shit's going, because the higher frequencies are coming onto the planet. The old stuff can't exist in it anymore. So it's falling away and it's coming out of us. So some of this is just going, but a lot of it, the only way out is through. And we have to move through some of the pain, and we have to move through old belief systems, and we have to move through old patterns. Whew. Now I got going. Just had to get sparked there. So thanks for your patience with me. I gotta have patience with myself, which I am doing, and a lot more compassion, right? I'm really, and this was, I mean, I take these readings very personally. I know it's for the collective, but I mean, we can all relate to these cards or whatever I'm saying. It's going to speak to you in its own way, right? But, you know, definitely this was me today, really just allowing my emotions and working with them in a whole different way, and not not giving in to kind of like some, I guess, lower vibe frequencies or just some kind of emotional stuff, right? Whatever we want to call it. But yeah, so how are these speaking to you? And where are you ready to step forward on a whole new adventure and rock out some brand new energies, right? Both of these. What kind of fresh inspirations and ideas are coming through with this reading, or that have been speaking to you? They've been in your mind. You're like, I'm curious about that. And maybe this is about the sacred sexuality path and journey. Are you ready to like start exploring more and start doing more and start really like getting into this more and opening up your own sensual and sexual energy and the alchemy, like really with your own feminine and masculine energies within, because we all are made up of both of these energies, and we're rocking out a lot of unhealthy masculine, unhealthy feminine. That's the alchemy too, is learning to recognize, get clear, transmute those energies, right? That's what this path to me is all about, right? And really living and loving this sensual world that we're in, these amazing bodies that we're in this gorgeous planet, right? Really opening up to our senses, not shunning and shaming the body, but freaking embracing it and rocking it out and having so much fun in it and having so much fun connecting with others if we choose to, right? Not poo-pooing the body or our sexuality. So that's what this path is also about for me. So yeah, maybe you're ready to start rocking it out more. If so, be sure to check out the rest of my YouTube channel for so much more, and check out my new website. I recognized yesterday, after doing so much work and redoing this whole site, I looked at it on my phone, and the formatting is weird. So bear with me as I get that all figured out. I'm gonna have to call the website company because I couldn't fix it online on the creation platform. So that's a little frustrating, but you know, we just keep moving forward. That's fine. So I mean, all the information's there, just kind of the formatting's a little off. So I hate that, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, check out my website, check out the rest of my channel. Stay tuned for so much more. I have a lot of stuff in the works, a lot of exciting things coming on. Let's just say thank you to our beautiful guides. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sun. Thank you to all of our angels, guides, spirit helpers, anyone that supports us, anyone supporting us on our journey, any frequencies that are supporting us. Thank you so much. Thank you to the cards, beautiful wisdom tools. Thank you to the planets for supporting us so beautifully. Really supporting the change and the alchemy, right? The planetary energies, it's all alchemy. Oh my gosh. Whew. Don't get me started on that one. I like to keep these around 45 minutes, so we're coming up to that mark. I love you so much. Thank you for being here and bearing with me as I move through some kind of funny energies and just, you know, showed up. I'm so grateful for your presence. And yeah, this is just a beginning. It's only just going to keep getting better, right? The more we keep showing up for ourselves, the more in our hearts we are, and the more we get to enjoy that intimate, gorgeous, amazing connection with ourselves, loving ourselves for however we show up in all of our glory, all of our ups and downs, all of our interesting energies and frequencies, all of our complexities, right? It's about loving ourselves. And then we're going to start having those gorgeous, beautiful, loving connections with others, right? Until we love ourselves and love how we're showing up, it's just not going to go well. And it hasn't been. We already know that story. Let's create a new story. Let's move into a new story. Let's alchemize and transmute and transform. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to continuing the journey, and I love you all so much.